What's going on YouTube? OCD for EDC here, and what I got for your face balls today is another Spyderco knife. But before we break into this box, I got a few things that I want to show off here real quick. So I'm sure all of you guys know Kurt over at jcoolg19. He's the guy that does all the HRC testing for several different YouTubers and a whole bunch of other people, and just a great guy. And I've become friends with him through this, which is just fantastic, and really enjoy talking to the guy. And anyway, I recently sent him a big box of knives to do some HRC testing for me, and he happily did that. And hopefully, you guys will see that video come pretty soon. It's pretty interesting. However, and a lot of you may already know this, but Kurt's wife has started making hanks here recently. And so when Kurt sent my knives back to me, he included some hanks that his wife Beth made for me and my wife, as well as some bandanas for my three dogs. So these are just really, really cool. For those that don't know, I have three dogs, and so these are absolutely large enough to fit around my larger dogs. And yeah, they're really cool. There's some really beautiful stitching around the edges. So anyway, Beth is doing this stuff, and you can hit her up on Instagram at Mrs. J Cool. I think it's actually Mrs._JCool. Either way, I'll put it in the description of this video, but you guys can hit her up on Instagram. She's doing this. So she made this coffee one for me and embroidered my channel name in there, which is pretty cool. And I really dig it. And I am a coffee drinker, so that works out well. And she made this one for my wife, and my wife is a dog lover. And my wife's name is Molly. So yeah, it worked out really well. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to show that off really quick because they're Kurt and his wife Beth are just awesome people and just a great part of the knife community. And yeah, I'm really thankful to call them my friends. So anyway, let's get on to the knife here. So what I got for your face balls here is a brand new Spyderco, a pretty exciting one. So let's just get into this guy. And some of you are already, at this point, going to know what this is. And let me pull out the paperwork here first. So you get the normal books and shit. Let's open this up right here. So if you want to pause and read that right there, you certainly can. And I'll even give you the shot of the back of this. Okay, that's good enough for that. And then we have this card right here. So you can pause and check that out if you want. Perfect. And then this is talking about this particular knife that I have here. So if you want to pause and read that, be my guest. All right, let's get into the knife. So what we're looking at here is a Knife Center exclusive. This is the brand new Spyderco Shaman with rosewood scales, and it is rocking CPM-REX45 blade steel. Pretty beautiful knife, really cool. I really am digging the rosewood scales. They are not glassy smooth. They actually have a little bit of texture to them. I mean, you can actually feel the wood grain, so it's not polished, but really well done. I mean, you can the grain in there is really beautiful. I'm sure my lighting is not doing it any justice. They do look really great in person. The inside edges are, you know, if you stick your finger in there, they're kind of sharp on the inside edges. It's certainly not uncomfortable in hand. Even really squeezing down on this thing, I don't feel it at all. But if you stick your finger in there, it is a little bit of a sharp edge, just to feel it with your finger. But like I said, holding it like you're going to be it's not uncomfortable or sharp at all. You know, of course, it's the standard Spyderco spoon style clip that it comes on all the Shamans. So it works well. You know, of course, it's good in and out of the pocket. You know, some people are going to want to put a deep carry clip on the Shaman. I personally, I like it both ways. I've had a deep carry clip on a Shaman, and it's fine. But this clip works well too, as long as you don't mind having, you know, that much of the knife stick out of your pocket. It works well. So, what are we looking at here? Well, because I don't have a standard Shaman, I actually went on a website just to get some dimensions, just because I wanted to see if this one was any different dimensionally than the standard G10 and S30V Shaman. And I kind of believe that the dimensions that are on Blade HQ are actually incorrect, because they have it listed as an 8-inch overall knife. And this particular one that we're looking at here actually measures 8.302 inches. So they're, you know, 3/10 of an inch off. And they call it a 4.42 inch handle. And what this one actually measures is 4.702 inches. So I don't, like I said, I don't have the stock one here to compare it to. However, I don't believe that there's going to be that big of a difference in these handle scales, and there may be a, you know, dimensionally a little bit of difference there, but I really don't believe that it's 3/10 of an inch. I might be wrong on that. This one, you know, feels like a standard Shaman to me. You know, maybe there is a little bit more sticking out the back. I like, yeah, I just don't have a stock one here to compare it to. Of course, centering, it's right down Broadway. Action is spectacular. You know, what everybody's come to expect from the Shaman. You know, it's a great knife. It really is. You know, really, you know, they're not contoured scales. They're actually flat across this face here, but it's a really, really large radius around the edges, which, you know, really almost makes them feel like contoured. But you got really nice, meaningful jimping up here on the spine. It's not actually a thumb ramp like a lot of Spydercos have. And then you also have the same style of jimping here in this forward half choil there that goes out onto the blade. So, dimensions, what we're actually looking at on this particular knife. So we've got an overall length of 8.302 inches. You got a handle length of 4.702. And you got a blade length of 3.6 inches. Handle thickness, this also differed from what Blade HQ has listed. This one measures 0.528, so just under 530 thousandths. So just, you know, a little over ½ inch thick. Blade stock, this also was smaller than what Blade HQ had listed. They had 150 thousandths listed. And what this one actually measures is 143 thousandths or 3.65 millimeters. Behind the edge thickness on this particular knife, it goes from 24 thousandths right here at the heel of the blade out to 30 thousandths right at the tip. So you do have, you know, a really robust tip on this guy. And, you know, definitely, you know, I think most people kind of agree that the Shaman is kind of a, you know, heavy duty ish kind of knife. To me, it's just a good EDC knife. It's a beautiful knife, action spectacular. You know, it's a lot of fun to Spidey flick and all that good stuff. You know, it's a compression lock, so not wonderful for lefties, but obviously, you know, I'm sitting here doing this with my left hand, so you can certainly do it, no doubt. So one of the other things that differed a little bit is the weight. So Blade HQ has the stock Shaman listed at 5.2 ounces. So let's weigh this guy real quick. And it's coming in at under 5 ounces, 4.933. Now, you know, wood scales generally are a little lighter than G10, as well as if in fact the stock Shaman has 150 thousandths blade stock, and this is 143 thousandths. You know, definitely the entire blade is just going to be a little bit lighter just due to its thickness. But so, you know, maybe there is that big of a difference. I mean, we're looking at, you know, basically 3/10 of an ounce difference. So this is under 5 ounces. But really gorgeous knife. I really like the color of the wood here. And then, of course, you know, you're looking at a full flat grind. Or, well, not quite full flat grind. You can see the top of the spine here from right about here. You do have a little bit of a flat right there. But really, really nice satin finish. I got some fingerprints on there, but it's beautiful. And then, of course, this is number 16. That's my collector club number. But look at the scales. I really dig that Spyderco's doing this wood. It looks really, really nice. So, like I said at the beginning, and you can see you've got silver hardware, or stainless steel hardware, I should say, non-coated. And, of course, the pocket clip as well. And the Shaman happens to be made in Golden, Colorado. And this is a Sal Glesser design. Just a beautiful knife, you know, just a really, really great knife. And of course, with CPM-REX45, this thing's going to be a beast for edge retention. And, you know, REX45 is just a really great steel. It's pretty cool to see Spyderco playing around with it. And, you know, they just released a whole bunch of new models for 2020. They're doing a lot of REX45 and a bunch of different models, and they're doing Spy 27 and several different new steels coming, which is cool. You know, it's innovation, and I know a lot of people talk shit about it and blow it way out of proportion. I just look at it as innovation. You know, it's no different than our cell phones. New ones come out, you know, new phones come out constantly, and they just get better, and in turn that makes knives like this become cheaper. You know, so what's the harm in that? But anyway, that's a different topic, which we're actually going to talk about tomorrow night. Let me plug this real quick. My wife and I are going to do a live show Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. It is OCD's Sharpen Stuff Sundays, and should be a good time. We've got some pretty good topics that we're going to talk about, as well as show off some different things. So yeah, should be a good time. So if you are available and want to come and hang out with us and do some chatting on a live show, feel free, join in. It's going to be a good time. We've done a few of them, and they've all been pretty fun. And so yeah, I think we're just going to make this a thing on Sunday nights and do this at 7:30 p.m. and that's Central Standard Time. But yeah, should be cool. So anyway, I'll give you guys one last look here. This video is already longer than I wanted it to be, but really cool knife. I'm pretty sure the pre-order on this thing is gone. I think it sold out pretty quickly on Knife Center, which isn't shocking. You know, the Shamans always sell out immediately every time they come out with a sprint run or a dealer exclusive, and this one's no exception. So sorry guys if you didn't get in on it. I actually didn't know that it was dropping until the day that it dropped. But pretty cool knife. Definitely digging the wood. It's a great color for sure. And like I said, the Shaman's just a great knife all the way around. A little bit better for righties, but yeah, gorgeous knife, carries well, fairly thin. You know, it's kind of true to Spyderco tradition. It takes up a lot of space in your pocket this way, but that's just, you know, kind of Spyderco's MO. You know, even the Para 3 takes up quite a bit of space, but the PM2 does as well. So, and the Manix. Anyway, guys, so that's what I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at that one, and yeah, we will talk to you next time. Hope you guys can make it tomorrow night. Should be a good time. Have a good night.